Hello, my name is Adrianna Borgia. I'm a managing editor at the American Society for Microbiology, and I'm here to speak to you today about building diversity with an open editorial board at Microbiology Spectrum. So in 2021, Spectrum was relaunched as an open access sound science journal that publishes research across the entire range of microbiology, so including basic, clinical, and applied. The main purpose of the journal was to serve as a cascade title for 10 of our primary research titles to transfer rejected manuscripts to. We anticipated needing around 400 editors to handle the potential volume of submissions, and in order to achieve this, we decided to implement an open board structure. So what is an open board? Well, traditionally, when you are building an editorial board, usually the process is that a journal leadership team or committee nominates candidates. And typically these are people who are known to the team or within the existing network. So a potentially closed process. Whereas in an open board, anyone is allowed to self-nominate, and selection is based solely on experience, not on who you know. So in April 2021, we posted the application to the journal website. And looked at a few key criteria for our editors. So first and foremost, they need to have expertise within the microbial sciences, and they also need to be able to independently handle the peer review process of manuscripts. So that includes the entire life cycle of a manuscript from initial evaluation for scope and fit, as well as inviting peer reviewers and making final decisions on manuscripts. So key criteria that include the applicants' publication records. So do they have a good number of first and corresponding author papers? Do they have prior experience as a reviewer or an editor? What is their primary area of scientific expertise? And are they committed to the journal's mission of sound science? So on a monthly basis, journal staff will shortlist the candidates focusing on these key criteria, and that shortlist is then shared with the editor-in-chief for a final decision. So from April 2021 through November 2022, we received almost 2,000 applications for the open board. Of those, 316 were selected to serve as editors. So overall, we found a lot of interesting diversity in the applicants that we received from a geographical perspective. So our applicants came from 89 distinct countries. So you can see from the graphs below, the level of color, the intensity of the color indicates the number of applicants. So majority of applicants were coming from the United States and China. However, we did see a good geographic spread overall. Of the selected editors, we have representation from 40 distinct countries. Less than half are from the United States, which is an achievement for us as an American US-based society. The second largest represented country was China, with India in third. Now, when it came to gender identity, we thought it was very interesting that even though it was an open board, only around 25% of the applicants identified as women. And this changed slightly on a geographic level. For example, only 15% of applicants from China identified as women, compared with 32% in the United States. In our selected editor pool, we were able to maintain a closer gender parity with 45% women, 52% men, also with representation from some non-binary individuals as well. We found that almost half of our women editors are from the United States. So overall, we found that the use of the open board was successful in that it provided us with many viable and diverse candidates. Many of these people we would not have been able to identify or know if we had used a more traditional process. However, it is important for us to recognize that simply opening a board does not in itself create equity. So we get a lot of diversity. However, we do need more targeted efforts to further encourage women as well as researchers in historically underrepresented geographic areas to apply to boards and to be considered for boards. Traditionally, both women as well as these researchers in historically underrepresented geographic areas and groups have faced a lot of challenges in both participating in the peer review process as well as being recognized for their work finding more intentional efforts to include them in editorial boards in the long term will be successful. Thank you.